Hello, everybody, and welcome to our program this evening. I want to thank all of you so much for joining us. My name is Stephanie Driscoll, and I am the Creative Services Librarian for the Schaumburg Library. A couple of housekeeping things before we begin. I am going to send out a poll right now to all attendees that just asks how many people they are watching the program with tonight. So just go ahead and fill that out, and then the poll will disappear from your screen. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on real quick. Sorry, I was also doing it on YouTube. Okay, so I have with us tonight Allison Albrecht, the Director of Communications and Outreach for the Village of Schaumburg, and Jason Pulaski, a Communications Specialist. So they are going to be talking to you about some summer updates. Allison's going to do a presentation, and then at the end, she would be happy to answer all of your questions. So if you want to say anything, definitely type that in the chat box or the Q&A, and we can get to all of those at the end. So now, Allison, feel free to take it away. Thank you so much.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am hoping that you are able to see a blue screen here with the beginnings of our summer update presentation. As Stephanie said, my name is Allison Albrecht. I'm the Director of Communications and Outreach for the Village of Schaumburg. And I just wanted to thank you so much for joining us tonight. There's a lot of information that we've got going on in the village, and I wanted to take some time to share some of those things that are happening. So I want to thank you for being here today. So as Stephanie said, we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation. We'll have a PowerPoint, and then I will save some time at the end of the presentation to take any questions that you may have. So let's get started. Very good. All right. So as you know, the state is now in phase 5 as of June 11th. So we are certainly returning to normal, or what we think is normal these days. We've got a lot more folks who have been vaccinated, and there's been a full reopening of all businesses and activities. And some of these operations are now operating at full capacity for the first time, which is great. For those of you who aren't aware, the village actually provided a couple of mass vaccination events at our convention center earlier in the spring to make sure that our senior populations and our general population had access to obtain a vaccine if they wanted to do so. Our village's nursing and senior services provided other vaccine opportunities to homebound residents and assisted with the coordination at other events to make sure the village's most vulnerable populations were given opportunities to obtain the vaccine. So we're really proud of our efforts to be a part of that process and make sure that we could get back to this slow process of getting back to normal. So we're really excited about that. And for those of you that don't know, the village has actually continued to serve the community throughout the pandemic. We've been offering a variety of our services through contactless methods, such as phone, email, online, payment drop boxes, etc. So we're still encouraging folks who are not comfortable with coming into our buildings to make sure that they use those methods to conduct business with us. Our municipal center is open for business, as well as all of our other admin offices. The exceptions are our Prairie Center for the Arts, which is still closed, and also our Senior Barn Center. So those are the only two places that are closed at this time. So we are continuing to provide a number of resources through the village's website. We do have a COVID web portal that does have information about COVID testing, vaccine opportunities, residential and business resources, and a lot of other really good information. So certainly you can check that out at schaumburg.com if there's anything that you're wanting to get information on in terms of what's happening in the community or what resources that might be available to you. So one of the things we did recently, certainly this pandemic and the governmental orders that were born from it, it certainly severely interrupted Schaumburg's operations. Our budget was one of the things that we were able to show that we weathered the storm. We were very flexible throughout last year. As was just about everyone else. We certainly had to be very nimble. We had to plan ahead. We had a lot of things that we had to change last year and a lot of budget reductions that we did have to do to make sure that we could meet the challenges that were ahead. The revenues the village rely heavily on are significantly impacted by the closure of retail establishments and those restrictions on restaurants throughout the past year. However, we were able to make sure that we anticipated and monitored those potential revenue losses. And we did do those monthly adjustments throughout last year to make sure that the budget that we just passed at the end of April to start off our fiscal year, May 1st, was aligned with what was happening in the community and what was happening on a greater level. So we were able to contain that spending and make sure that we were able to adjust with things that were going on around us based on the revenues that we had. Certainly, with this new budget, there's things that we are looking to do. We are reinstating some of those efforts that were adjusted last year, bringing back some things that we didn't have in last year or that we had to modify last year. So we're very happy to, be able to be in the position that we're able to reinstate some things moving forward. So again, that starts us in a new fiscal year on May 1st. And it also deals with the implementation of a capital improvement plan. So that was one of the things that we're kicking off, and you're probably noticing some of it around town with some of the construction projects that are taking place. One of the big ones happening, you've probably seen on the northern side of town, is Meacham and Algonquin taking place. And I'm going to go ahead and, if you bear with me for just a minute, I'm going to try to play a short video that kind of shows what some of the improvements that are taking place at that intersection. So just give me 1 second and we'll see if we can't get this up and running for you. All right.
If you're from Illinois, you know that there are actually 5 seasons: fall, winter, spring, summer, and construction season. Each year, Village of Schaumburg staff identifies improvement projects that add value to the village's infrastructure and schedules them within our 5-year capital improvement plan based on identified priorities, community need, and available funding. The village has budgeted $8 million for residential street repairs this year, which includes 4.5 miles of reconstruction, 4.1 miles of resurfacing, and 22 miles of preventative maintenance on other streets, based on data and guidance from the village's pavement management plan. In addition, $2 million has been budgeted for water main replacement projects in conjunction with residential street repair projects. Some of these projects, like the water main work that is currently occurring at Clayton Circle and Manor Circle, got underway earlier this spring. The complete list of streets included in the 2021 Street Improvement Program is available on the village's website at schaumburg.com. Work on these projects will be occurring throughout the summer into fall. One of the major roadway improvement projects happening in 2021 is at the intersection of Meacham and Algonquin roads. From May through August, traffic shifts to the north side of Algonquin Road as earthwork, underground utility work, and new pavement will be installed on the south portion of the road. From August through October, traffic will shift to the outside lanes on both sides of Algonquin Road for median work. Then, traffic shifts to the south side of Algonquin Road from October through the winter shutdown. To stay up to date with all ongoing road construction projects in the Village of Schaumburg, please sign up for the Progress Report, the Village's primary e-newsletter, where you'll receive weekly road construction updates every Friday morning delivered right to your inbox. Subscribe online at schaumburg.com. If you're from Illinois, you know that there are actually 5 seasons: fall, winter, spring.
All right, I know it was good, but you probably don't want to hear it the second time. But there's some really good information in that video because it does talk about some of the things that are coming up and some of the things that we are looking forward to in terms of our annual road improvement project as well. So that $8 million for the local streets, is important, and to learn if your street is going to be included in those updates for this, in this repairs for this year, feel free to go to our website at schaumburg.com, and you can take a look and see if your local streets have been included in this year's resurfacing program. And like I said, this Meacham and Algonquin Road project is going to be a pretty big one. It is definitely underway out there, so do expect delays, and also plan ahead if you're in that area. Be careful. There's going to be a lot of traffic shifts, as you can see throughout the year. So that's a big project for us, and it's going to improve the capacity and traffic flow for that area. Some of the other things coming up that weren't included in that video that are actually coming a little bit later in the year. One of the projects is Summit Drive resurfacing, Wise Road to Schaumburg Road. That's expected to take place a little bit later this fall, and is going to be a 2-year project. Another one of those is going to be the Weathersfield Road resurfacing project from Braintree Drive to Salem Drive, and that will also take place, is slated for the fall as well. We're also going to be getting started with some electrical and paver repairs and some concrete improvements to our town square area and our Veterans Gateway Park. So you're going to start seeing, actually as of next month, some of that work starting to take place. So we've got a number of improvements that were slated in our capital improvement program that are on tap for this summer, and that will be taking place well into the fall. So we've got a lot going on in the village. One of the other things wanted to talk a little bit about, not only do we have construction happening on our roadways, but we actually have a pretty big construction project taking place with some new homes that are being built on Summit. This is located between Weathersfield Way, Plum Grove Road, Wise Road, and Summit Drive. It's a new subdivision that's going to, once completed, is going to be 149 single-family homes. And there's going to be some new street connections too, providing additional access between Summit Drive and Plum Grove Road. So there's actually work just starting in that area just now. If you've driven by there lately, you've seen the fencing going up. The permits have been issued for some of that early on work that's going to be taking place. Once completed, the new subdivision, it looks obviously like a construction zone right now, but once we get that subdivision up and going, at the end, it's going to be a really nice amenity for the village. It's, like I said, it's going to be 149 homes. It's going to have a large amount of open space that's going to remain on the property in the form of wetland preservation, detention ponds, a homeowners association park, and landscaped areas. There's additional discussion that's taking place on bike paths as well. We're actually talking about that tomorrow at our committee of the whole meeting with our village board. So there's a lot of activity happening in that area as well. That's going to be a nice addition to the village. And it's a long-term project. It's going to be taking place between now and the next several years. So there's a lot to come in that area. And we do have a project webpage set up on our website. So if that is of interest to you, we are making updates to that page regularly as we continue to work with the developers on the updates for that project. So, it was certainly a difficult time this past year with, businesses being really hard hit. It's really been great to see that, with the economy coming back, we've got a lot of businesses that, are still choosing to call Schaumburg home. We're really excited about some of the new businesses that have taken root here. You've probably already been to, or maybe you've been to the Amazon Fresh Grocery Store. That was Amazon invested approximately $6 million to renovate that building for the new Amazon Fresh Grocery Store. So, and it does actually also feature an 862 square foot dining area as well. So it's not just a grocery store, you can eat there as well. We also have Bearology that opened recently. It's a modern cafe, and it's actually the second location in Illinois. And they specialize in coffee, tea, juices, smoothies, and other beverages. And another popular one, which people seem to really, really love, is Crumble Cookies on Gulf Road. It's a new cookie bakery in the Woodfield Corner Shopping Center. Their menu rotates weekly, and they provide different specialty flavors for everyone to enjoy. And I guess they've got some regular staples that they always have. And the lines have been pretty amazing for that place. So I haven't been there yet, but I hear it's really, really good. So One of the other things that we've been open to, we've got an Enlightened Dispensary, is another cannabis dispensary that is now opening or has opened recently in the village. They held their grand opening not too long ago on Gulf Road. And so they're serving obviously customers 21 years of age and over. Their shop features 4,500 square feet of retail space, and they offer a variety of products for those cannabis users. So a lot of great businesses that are open, and we certainly have many more that are on the way. So some of the ones that you can look forward to in the coming months and years is Carvana on 1717 Penny Lane. Carvana is an online auto dealer. They're constructing a new multi-story car vending machine. They're going to be located just south of I-90. Carvana is investing nearly $9 million to develop this new dealership, and construction is estimated to be completed in 2022. So we're very excited to bring them to the village. We've got Costco Logistics on Martingale Road. They're going to be opening a 2,400 square foot logistics office in the Woodfield Preserve Office Center. The property owner is investing approximately $1 million to renovate the space, which will result in 200 new jobs in the community. And they're slated to open actually in the spring. So we might be getting near to the time where they're going to open. So stay tuned for that. We've got Shabu U on the market as well. They're going to be the new occupant of the former Chevy space. They're doing some interior and exterior renovations at their location, and they're going to serve a traditional Japanese dish that consists of thinly sliced meat and vegetables cooked in a hot broth. Their work is estimated to be completed later this year. We also have, I think I skipped one, Road Ranger headquarters actually is coming to town as well. They announced recently that they're going to be relocating their corporate headquarters to the Schaumburg Corporate Center. So we're expected to bring them and open sometime this year as well. We have an Popeyes that's going to be opening on Algonquin Road, just east of Culver's. We've got the property owner there that has invested over $500,000 to renovate the former Wendy's space. So we're excited to see that being turned into a good use there. And then finally, we have X Golf on American Lane. They're expected to open a new location in the former Punch Bowl social space. They're a state-of-the-art golf simulator center. They're going to feature 7 simulator bays as well as a full bar and restaurant. As part of their reoccupation of that space, they're investing nearly $250,000 to renovate the space. They're also expected to open this year as well. So we're very excited to bring a number of these really quality businesses to Schaumburg. We want people to continue to shop local and make sure that they're putting their business in Schaumburg. So we're very excited about that. One of the other things on tap is probably you've heard some things that are going on up in 90 North, our 90 North district. That's our area that's occupied by the former Motorola Solutions campus north of I-90. In May, the village board approved the bid for construction to start on phase 1 of construction of the public park that's located there. That park occupies land just west of the newly constructed bowler facility at Progress Parkway and Parkside Drive. And that's right across from the Motorola Solutions Tower. So this 12-acre park is expected to be a primary component in the transformation of the former Motorola Solutions campus. It's going to serve as a neighborhood park, and it's also going to be a regional destination for this entire area. So we're very excited to kind of kick off that process. Construction is tentatively scheduled to begin after the 4th of July holiday. We're actually in the process of scheduling a groundbreaking event for that, so we can kick that off right. And this initial phase that's going to be taking place of construction is going to include mass grading, storm sewer, utilities, pedestrian paths, basically getting the foundation ready for that park. This construction of this entire project is going to occur in phases over a number of years. So it's definitely going to be something to watch as we move forward. Also in the 90 North area, aside from that park, we've got a number of other things that are being discussed at our village board. We've got this top image here. Actually, let's move back for a second. We've got bowler that's, like I mentioned, open at the corner of Progress Parkway. And we've got 2 more office buildings that will be built adjacent to bowler in the future. We've got DR Horton's North Gate at Viridian up along Algonquin, and we've got they've got the 260 row home development already with 26 units sold and another 6 under contract. So that row home development is definitely underway. We've got things already happening there. We're excited to be able to offer some different housing options to the public in this exciting area that we're continuing to redevelop. We've got a proposed district adjacent to Meacham that's being discussed. And then we also have a 2-phase development approach that's occurring to this district. So part of that includes, you'll see this top photo here is an image of the future district, a 30-acre area that will include retail and other uses, which is meant to serve as an urban downtown to the area. We've landed sports and social as an entertainment acre for that area, and we plan on opening that in 2023. The bottom image is Praia Living, which is a 55+ residential community. This is a 182-unit development that is going to be reviewed by the zoning board and village board in the next few months. So that's another exciting development that it offers additional housing for the public as well. So as you can see, we've got a number of exciting things happening in that 90 North area. You're probably reading some of that in the Daily Herald and some of the other places. That's certainly one of our bigger development land areas that's taking place, and there's definitely a lot of things that we're moving forward on. So very exciting for Schaumburg moving forward. Lastly, also related to the 90 North area, we're working with Kensington Development Partners on the entertainment district. This would be located east of Meacham Road near the Renaissance Convention Center. We're focused on bringing a recommendation for a phase proposal that's going to be reviewed by the village board in July. And then we're talking about a significant entertainment anchor to go in there as well. So we've got some things that are under discussion right now. I don't have any details just yet, but certainly I hope the next time that we talk about this project, we'll have some other exciting development opportunities to share with you in terms of the entertainment and the district area. So very exciting stuff at 90 North. One of the other things I was actually going to say, you know, speaking of entertainment, you actually don't have to wait for it. We do have some great entertainment that's starting to come back with our Prairie Center for the Arts. Just this past weekend, we brought back our first Summer Breeze concert that was held this past Saturday. So very excited to bring that back. We did have to cancel last year's season. So this is a great free concert series that is going to be offered on Saturdays through August on our Municipal Center grounds. So we've got a number of great performers. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can certainly dial 311 in the village, or you can check out our Prairie Center website at prairiecenter.org. So check out all the acts that are coming up for those Saturdays. It's going to be a fun time. So very excited to bring that back. It definitely ushers in the summer season with this great weather that we've been having. So very excited about that as well. One of the other big things people have been asking about and clamoring for, we are in the process of discussing Septemberfest and its return as well. So our board has indicated that it is definitely very interested in bringing back our Labor Day festival. We are discussing a potential modified event that's going to take place over Labor Day. We'll have a lot of the family favorites, entertainment, carnival, food, other great things that we normally offer for Septemberfest. So very excited to be able to bring that back this year as well. So that was definitely a blow to us last year having to cancel, but we're certainly very excited to be able to plan for that as well. We actually have some discussions that are going to be taking place tomorrow at our committee of the whole meeting. So stay tuned. We're going to have additional details coming out hopefully in the next month or so, because as you know, July is not that far away and August will be here before you know it, and then Labor Day. So we definitely got a lot of planning to do. So we're definitely on top of it, and we will share more details as we get closer to the event. As I mentioned previously, I did say that our Prairie Center is still closed to the public, but we are actually starting to operate in a modifying form to offer rentals to the public and to plan and organize, obviously, some of the events that we just talked about. So we do have plans to reopen our center later this year in the winter with the return of the Nutcracker. So we'll be kicking off the, a more official opening of our Prairie Center closer to the holidays. So we're very excited to welcome back indoor programming to the Prairie Center as well. So stay tuned for that. And I thought I'd just also throw in there that if you haven't already heard, Boomers Baseball is back at Wintrust Field this season. They kicked off their season in May, so we're super excited to welcome them back as well. If you haven't been to a game, it's great entertainment for families. They've got many theme nights that are going on. They offer fireworks nights, a really good time, free parking as well. So, well, free parking, I think they do parking. But yeah, it's a great time. So if you've never checked out a game, definitely go to their schedule, boomersbaseball.com. So excited to have baseball back in Schaumburg as well. Farmers Market. We did just kick off our Farmers Market season in June. So we're excited to bring that back. We did have a season last year. It looked a lot different. We did have to have lines in place and capacity restrictions due to COVID. But this year, because things have just recently eased, we were able to remove all of those restrictions. So we do not have any lines anymore, no capacity restrictions at the event. So we are excited to continue offering our farmers market. That's every Friday at Trickster Cultural Center in our town square in the parking lot. That's going through the end of October, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. And definitely we've got a lot of great vendors that are coming back. So super great to be able to pay it forward to our local vendors. I think we've got 34 or 35 vendors that are participating in the events, and they offer everything from fresh fruits and vegetables to produce to flowers to goodies, baked goods. We also have an interactive map of all the vendors on the village's website. So if you want to take a look at that before you come, certainly do so as well. You can find that on our homepage, schaumburg.com. I do want to just make sure to let folks know that if you are going to come to the farmers market, we do have a rule in place. There are no pets, bicycles, skateboards, or scooters allowed in the market. I want to make sure that it's a safe event for everybody, all the patrons. So we do ask that you leave those items at home. So we'll hopefully see you at one of our farmers market dates as well. In June, we're also actually celebrating Bike Month this month. We did hold our Farad tour just recently. It was a pretty hot day, but we did get, I believe, over 100 people were participating in it. So we were very excited to bring that back this past couple of weeks. For those of you who may have missed it, there's still some things you can participate in going forward. We do have our Discover Schaumburg by Bike photo challenge. So if you are out riding your bikes, whether it be with your significant other or maybe with your family, we've got different destinations that you can take photos of and send them into the village for a chance to win some free prizes. So check that out. We've got some information on our bike webpage if you're interested. But another great way to just enjoy our community. We've got so many miles of great bike paths to offer. So we're excited to be holding that as well. I also wanted to let you all know that we are planning to bring back our trolley service as of July 2nd. Due to the various state shutdowns and decreased retail activity, we did suspend the Woodfield trolley on March 28th of 2020. With the reopening of the economy, the state's decision to move to phase 5, we are anticipating increased activity, and we do plan to resume this service with Pace Suburban Bus just before the 4th of July holiday. That service is going to be available Friday and weekends through the day after Thanksgiving Day, and then it will go to that daily service again like we've normally done for the holidays. So we'll put out some additional details on that as we get a little bit closer, but for those of you that look forward to that or have used that in the past, that is a service that will be coming back. It's certainly a great service and a valuable resource for people that don't have vehicles or that really just need access to retail shopping centers, the hotels, and other destinations that are in use by our visitors that come. So that's a great thing for us to be bringing back as well. For our senior and teens, we've got some things on tap. Our senior barn, I do want to mention that it is still closed, but we are still offering a lot of activities in a variety of other ways. We do have our older adult market and our senior meal programs. A lot of these are being run through drive-through. So it's a really nice option. Seniors just kind of come through, they pick up what they need and they're on their way. So we're still operating that on a bit of a modified plan for the time being. We'll certainly share with you additional details if and when we get to reopen that center. But for right now, we're continuing to offer a variety of programming in different ways. And some of that is actually taking place in virtual program, just like we're doing right here. So we've got bingo, we've got trivia, we're doing yoga, there's phone check-ins. We're just trying to keep, continue to keep our seniors engaged and active in the community with a different way. Actually, today we did offer, we had a Flag Day event where we had seniors pick up meals. We had our village officials handing out meals to our senior population. So that was a great example of, although the barn is closed, we're still utilizing it to be able to offer activities and things for our seniors. So if you have questions on any of that, you're looking, for information on what is provided to our seniors, definitely reach out to us. You can dial 311 in the village. You can be connected with staff at our senior barn and they can tell you all about what we have to offer. For our teens, we also have the club at Schaumburg. It's actually inside our Schaumburg barn. We have the Boys and Girls Club of Elgin is running that program. And it's for teens grades 7 through 12. They're offering a service Monday through Friday, and they do have summer hours. So if you're looking for a safe place for your teen age to go, we've got some activities, snacks, game rooms. Staff is on site there to assist with different things that they may have going on. So fun activities that they offer there. Another great resource if you're looking for some place for teens to go during the summer. And as I mentioned before, certainly, even though things are, getting back to normal a little bit, we certainly as a village understand that there's a lot of people that have really been impacted by the pandemic. We've continued to offer a number of resources through, some of the programming that we have in our nursing and senior services division, and also through rental assistance programs that are actually funded by the CARES Act. So there's a lot of resources that are available for those that still may need to take advantage of it. So I did want to just mention that if you know someone who is struggling or somebody who could use some additional assistance, take a look at some of those programs that are offered. Again, our nursing program is still assisting with homebound residents, is helping with health consultations. We have family counseling center that is up and running. We also have social services running through our police department as well. So this has been a very tough time. It continues to be for a lot of folks. We're very cognizant of that, and we have some great staff that is available to help if there's a need for that. So do not feel shy in contacting us. We do have resources that can assist in any way that we can. One of the other things I just wanted to touch on, we've been getting some recent questions. We often get asked in the summertime, garage sales, can I hold it? Do I need a permit? I did want to let you know that if you are thinking of holding a garage sale, know that you do not need a permit from the village to hold your sale. We did remove this requirement in 2020, so it is no longer needed. We just ask that you abide by existing garage sales and other occasional rules found on our website, schaumburg.com/garage sales. So just follow those, no permit needed, and you can be on your way and hold your sale. I do want to say, on the other hand, if you're looking to do home improvements or yard improvements or any other repairs this year, you're likely going to need a permit. So just be cognizant that a lot of repairs that you may be wanting to do, it could be stuff for roofing or siding, air conditioning, furnace, water heater, sewer repair, plumbing, things like decks, balconies, porches, natural area landscaping, patio work, swimming pools this time of year, fencing, things like that. These types of projects, repairs and new projects, they do require a permit. So there's a lot of them, so it is difficult to keep track of. So feel free to, dial 311 or get in touch with our community development department. They can assist you with, what is it you're trying to do at your location, and they can tell you which permits are needed and kind of guide you through that process with what the application. So you can take a look at that as well on our website, Schaumburg.com. You can look under residential permits if you're looking to do some work this year. We do get a lot of questions on that, so just wanted to point that out as well. And as I wrap up my presentation here, I did want to offer just a couple different ways that you can stay in touch with us. As you can see from some of the slides that I mentioned, we've got a number of things that are going on in the village. It can be difficult to keep track of, but we certainly don't want you to be out of the loop at all. So definitely, feel free to contact us a number of different ways. We've got, as I mentioned a few times in the presentation, our website is a great place and resource for information. We do update those pages very frequently to make sure that you're getting the latest and greatest information. For those of you who are longtime residents, you probably, I hope, look forward to receiving our quarterly Cracker Barrel publication. We're actually really busy working on our fall edition right now, if you can believe that. We do have to start putting that together to make sure that we can get that out before Septemberfest. So very excited to be putting that together, and that offers a lot of great information as well. For those of you that want to stay connected on a weekly basis, we do offer a weekly progress report e-newsletter that you can access. That's a free one to you. Just go on our website and you can sign up for that. That gives you a little bit of a snapshot on a weekly basis, kind of like our quarterly Cracker Barrel, but in a smaller, more weekly version. And then as well, we do have our social media. For those of you who are active on social media, we do have a number of accounts, and we are very frequent in posting information. And that can come in the form of alerts, construction updates, things that you need to watch out for, things that are coming up, critical news and information, awards that might be going on, a lot of great information there as well. And lastly, just wanted to say, I know I mentioned it a couple different times, our 311 Center is a great resource for folks. And I think, some people kind of forget that it's there. It's certainly an easy way to get in touch with a customer service representative. They can put you in touch with the right department. So if you don't know where to start with something, or you've heard something but you're not sure if that's true, give us a call. I'd rather have you call us directly and find out the correct answer versus asking somebody on social media who may not have the correct information. So we certainly encourage you to take advantage of that. It is staffed 24/7. We do have folks even working on the holidays and weekends. So it's a great service, and we can help with general questions and non-emergency issues. I should say that if you do have an emergency, 911 is what you should use. And lastly, there is what we have customer service requests as well. Customer service requests are our way of keeping track of what's going on in our village. So if something does need to be addressed, say that there is a pothole, or there's a broken street light, or there's a sign missing, or something that needs to be addressed in our village, that's a great way to let us know that, hey, there's an issue and I need you to look at it. It'll be routed to the correct department. You'll get follow-up correspondence on who's been assigned to it and what the status is until that project is closed out. So there's a number of ways in which you can initiate a CSR. And again, you can even do it by dialing 311. So a number of ways in which you can stay connected to the village as we move through. So that's one thing we certainly want to make sure that you're always feeling connected to what we're doing here at the village. With that does wrap up my portion of the presentation. So I hope that, I know it's been a lot of information, but I definitely had a lot of things I was excited to share with you as we move into the summer season. Certainly, definitely check out some of the things on our website or dial 311 if you have any questions. But I will turn it over, and if you have some questions for me right now, I will do my best to answer them, and I will let you take it from there. I will just say one more thing. I would like to get some feedback from you all. I really, again, thank you for participating in this. We do have a survey, just a brief survey, just asking, what you found useful out of this, what you would like to see more information on. It helps us kind of be able to build these presentations so that they're useful for participants. So if you can just take a couple minutes to fill that out, we'll be providing that, I believe, within our chat function. And also, I believe we'll do a follow-up as well. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen.
Okay, so it looks like we have our first question. I see a lot of work being done to deploy fiber throughout the village. Will there be a fiber optic internet service available in the near future? From which providers?
Ooh, that is a good question. And yes, there is a lot of fiber optic work that seems to be taking place in the village. I know a lot of the times with some of those projects that they do try to coordinate those with other projects that are happening, just so that they're being efficient in the things that we repair in the village. I will have to defer. I'm going to have to defer that to. We do have a utility specialist within our village, so I don't know the exact answer to that. But I would love to perhaps connect with you, Stephanie, afterwards, and I can find out an answer and provide that to the group following the session here to give you a better answer.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. That's a good question. Thank you for asking that.
All right, and again, if you have any questions, you can type them into the chat or use the Q&A. So let's see if anyone else has anything. Oh, hang on, let's see. What's going to be built in the lot on Martingale between the Marriott and the office building on the corner of Schaumburg Road?
Say the location again, Martingale.
Martingale between the Marriott and the office building on the corner of Schaumburg Road.
Martingale. I can't visualize what is there at the moment. Martingale.
Also, that may be the either the road ranger or the other corporate headquarters that's coming there.
I was going to say that might be it, because I know I mentioned one of those was happening on Martingale. I just can't remember if that is the right address or not, or if there's another.
One of the larger corporate headquarters is going to be built on Martingale, but I can't remember.
So Costco Logistics is 10 North Martingale Road, so that might be the one that you're referring to.
That's the one.
Okay. Yep. So it might be. It's probably the Costco Logistics that we referred to earlier. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. So.
Nice. Okay. So does anyone, let's see if there is anything else that pops up. Okay, so if you guys don't have any other questions, thank you so much, Allison and Jason, for joining us this evening. This was really informative. And again, we'll send out that survey to all of registered attendees so we can get feedback on that. I'm sorry, and it looks like we have another question. What's the status of the new subdivision across the street from the post office and the redevelopment of the old Dominick's in Town Square?
So with the first one is the post office. So I believe you're discussing Coventry Woods. I know a while back, and that was prior to the pandemic, I know there were some things that needed to be addressed with utilities in that area. I know that delayed some things on the project. I haven't seen an update on that recently from our community development staff. So I'll take a look into that as well, and I can provide that information to Stephanie as well as part of my recap to the group when we send out the survey. As I haven't seen anything happening there lately, and I haven't seen anything come up in any of our recent board discussions. So I don't know if the project has been further delayed for some other unknown reason. Again, I know that there were some delays prior to the pandemic, so I'm not sure if some other things exasperated that or not, but I can certainly look into that and kind of get back to you on that as well. The second one I think you mentioned was the Dominick's in Town Square. What's the status of that? I know that we were excited to announce not too long ago, well, I guess it's been a few months now, that Dominick's is no longer, I'm sorry, Jewel Albertsons is no longer continuing on with its lease. It had kind of locked up that property for a while, much to our dismay. It didn't allow us to go ahead and work with Tony's. You know, we did have a plan in place to put a grocer back into that town square center. So I know the mayor has been pretty diligent about meeting with officials there and kind of getting those talks restarted. I haven't seen anything recent just yet, but I know that it's something that they've been discussing to try to revamp those discussions. That's been an issue that he's wanted to address for some time. And it's something that we'd like to see something go in there because we want to make sure that that parcel is going to be used in some way, shape, or form for the community. That town square is a very important piece of the village. So it's something that we're probably going to be continuing on with some additional discussions. So at this time, I apologize, I don't have an update on that just yet, but just know that we are continuing to have discussions on that to see if we can't move that forward. The first piece of the puzzle was that Albertson's lease not being renewed, because that was something that was holding us up from being able to develop that property. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, and obviously I'm hoping with the economy coming back and some things coming back online, we can take advantage of that and hopefully get something in there. Good questions. Thank you.
Yes, Peggy says, thank you for all that information.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yes, I know we've been trying to move forward with stuff because we do get that question quite a bit. I should have probably included that in this presentation.
Is anything planned to replace Art Van furniture?
Art Van. So not at this time. I know there's discussions about site selectors. We do have an economic development department. So all of this stuff that I was mentioning about the coming soon businesses, the businesses that have opened recently, all of that 90 North progress, we have a very active economic development department. We work very closely with the Schaumburg Business Association. We look to very actively market our property. We're definitely a competitor. One of the areas that we're looking to draw new businesses back to. So we were certainly disappointed to see Art Van go. It was a great store there, a great location, but it is a great location in our village. So I know that we're working towards refilling that as well. So no new announcements on that just yet, but certainly once we have more information to share, we'll keep you updated because that's a pretty visible property as well.
All right. Well, I think that concludes it for our questions this evening. So Allison, thank you so much for all of these great updates. And thank you for everyone that attended. And then just, check if you want to fill out the survey right now real quick before you hop off. Or again, we'll email that out to attendees tomorrow as well, a link to fill that out.
And Stephanie, thank you again for having us. And I will, as part of answering hopefully some of those questions for you, I will also include my contact information. So feel free, you can share that with any of the participants. So I know sometimes it's hard to think of it right on the spot, but if you think of a question later on down the line, again, you can always feel free to get in contact with me, or certainly you can dial 311 in the village. We'll get you in touch with the right department and get you the answer.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. And I hope everyone has a great evening.
Thanks again. Appreciate it.